So we have to do a bit of follow-up on Kingdom Hearts 3,
Yes.
which I predicted last time you would be done before we recorded again.
I
And
finished
you are
these.
done.
I
You finished it that
finished.
day, didn't you?
I did. I finished it like 2 to 3 hours after
That's
after we
insane.
stopped recording.
That's insane. So I made progress. I'm on the, was it seventh
Seventh,
world now, I guess?
seventh. Yeah.
Um, so spoilers up to there if you're just tuning in. I've actually been chronicling my experience. I don't know if I've even told you this, Spence, on my own blog on alexstrine.com. I've been chronicling my journey through every level. um, so it's funny watching me like go deep on the lore in some cases
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh, I think this is going to happen. So like when Marluxia shows up in Corona, I did a whole
Yes.
bit on that, and then after Frozen, when they finally gave me the little piece of cake that I've been wanting this whole time and start to confirm that those characters are in fact Keyblade wielders or have some
Previous.
Keyblade connection.
They had a Keyblade connection. Probably.
I like the
I mean,
line is like you need to awaken the Keyblade's ancient legacy, I think is what Zemnis says.
yeah,
We're all just like,
that's
honey?
within you, and they're like, wait, what? Nani?
Yeah, just like, whoa. Which is so great because of the fact that like I didn't expect Demix, or Luxord to be involved in that either. So like they're there and they're just all like arguing with each other and stuff, and then Zemnis shows up and drops that bombshell, and I'm like, all four of them? What?
It was Larxene, correct?
Larxene,
She's
yeah, Marluxia,
Larxene, Demix, Marluxia, and I didn't. Was it Luxord?
yeah, he's there.
Huh.
And but like I said, Marluxia and Larxene were the two that fans
They
speculated
were
on
major, yeah.
because they had popped up in Union Cross, or what we thought were their somebodies popped up in Union Cross. So this,
And also the theory on the why they strayed from the chain of memories, why they strayed from the organization.
yeah, like if they were obsessed with the Keyblade, because like we established before, like the heart can the heart holds memories, even if it doesn't. It holds like the feeling of memories, I guess is what I mean, even if it doesn't actually remember the thing. So their hearts remember having Keyblades, so they're like obsessed with it and they're drawn to it, and that's why they want to have one. um, I think that's kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see where that goes, because that's like I'm on Pirates of the Caribbean world, which is the world afterwards. So I'm really interested to see where that goes from here. And
What other cutscenes have you seen?
so that was like the last big story one. Um, there was also
They've talked
so
about they've talked about Vexen, correct?
yes, I know Vexen's back, especially because he appears even in the Pirates of the Caribbean world initially,
Yes.
where he's talking to Luxord about what he's doing. Yes, I know that Vexen is back and that he's building replicas, because that's what they're talking about in that sort of mountainy area. I don't know if it's actually the Keyblade Graveyard is supposed to look like it or not. But when they're in that area talking about it, they're talking about how Vexen is back and he's making replicas, and how they've all sort of been benched, is what Demix says,
Yeah, that makes
because the plan is for Vexen to create replicas that can hold the hearts, so that they don't, I guess, have to actually fight or do anything. I don't know. So yeah, so I know he's back. Um, super evil dude, and I think that I'm trying to remember. So there was a scene with Yen Sid where they all sort of regroup and talk about what they want to do. And Sora's like, I'm going to go find Aqua. And they're like, no, you're effing not, because you don't have your powers yet. So go keep doing your mission. And then he's like, all right, fine, I'll keep doing my mission.
But you saw what happened and why he said that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that it's Ventus like speaking out through him, because every time it's like the camera just sort of, I'll
Pans in on
go.
his heart. Yeah,
Yeah,
pans in on him grabbing his heart, and then
right.
yeah.
Um, and so that was cool. And then there's, excuse me, and there's also them talking about how they talk about Vanitas and how they know that Ventus's heart is inside Sora's, and that there's 3 hearts connected to his. So they're like, oh, it must be Roxas, Ventus, and then they don't know who the third one is. Assuming it's Xion at this point, because I don't know if that's been actually established and confirmed or not. There was the scene with Aqua that we talked about before. Well, we didn't talk about on here, but you and I talked about, where Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, shows up and says he's looking for a girl. I have theories about who the girl is. And then Aqua tries to fight him, and then she's like knocked into the water and sinks into a deeper darkness, which sets up why they weren't able to find her when Riku and Mickey got there earlier in the game, which is sort of weird. You could, like, because like that's clearly a flashback, but also like there's not really much to indicate the fact that it's a flashback. Like you're just supposed to like understand that like, oh, that's Aqua, and that's an explanation for why they couldn't find her before. So this happened previously, you know?
Right.
It was a little clunky, but it was a cool scene, so I guess I'll forgive it. And now the organization has Ansem the Wise in their hands. They're looking for a girl. I'm not sure which girl they're looking for, so since this is like a flashback, I had decided that he was probably looking for Larxene in order to turn her back into a nobody, or like looking for Kyrie, but then I don't know why he's like calling her girl and not just calling her Kyrie, because he already knows who she is and presumably knows where she is, and Ansem the Wise wouldn't know where she is. So I don't know, there's a couple weird bits in there. Or maybe it's another character that I'm not expecting at all, but there aren't very many female characters in this universe, so sort of process of elimination is where I ended up with that. Also, I was wondering, I realized I hadn't thought about this before at all, but we established in the very first Kingdom Hearts game that Kyrie is a princess of heart. You know, Sora's got the Kyrie's a princess. And we know that she's from Radiant Garden. So is she the princess of Radiant Garden? Like, I don't know if Birth by Sleep ever establishes that when you see her at Radiant Garden as a child. And if she is the princess of Radiant Garden, does that mean that she's related to Ansem the Wise because he was like the leader / ruler of Radiant Garden? So is he like her grandfather or something?
I don't necessarily think that Princess of Heart means that she was the princess of Radiant Garden.
I don't know. Well, I guess actually because I think Alice is a princess of heart, right? And she's not literally a princess, but all the other are literally princesses. So it's a little confusing.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing. I feel like probably the intention was probably for her to originally be a princess. And then they probably like decided later to do that. Because in the original Kingdom Hearts, there's like a couple of flashback scenes where it's Kyrie remembering talking to her grandmother. And in the scene, you can tell that they're in the Hollow Bastion library. And since we know Hollow Bastion is Radiant Garden, like it just makes sense for you to be like, oh, she was the princess of this world. Great. Awesome. You know, but then I feel like later they probably were like, you know what? We're just gonna change that. It doesn't matter anymore. Which is like a weird thought that I had. I was just like, why have I never thought of this before?
So up to this point, obviously I'm not going to spoil anything, but what do you think is going to happen, and what are your thoughts?
Man, I don't even want to speculate too much on what's going to happen. It's like the walls are closing in. I don't know. I mean, I've really been enjoying the game, just even from a mechanical standpoint. It's a lot of fun. The only level I didn't like so far was Corona. Didn't like that level very much. All the other levels have been a lot of fun. The swimming in Pirates of the Caribbean, not super huge fan of, but the pirate ship battles have been a good time, so it kind of evens out, I guess.
Yes.
And also, I guess another thing I didn't like, that when you had to collect all the crabs in Port Royal, that was kind of dumb.
That was really annoying.
Because you couldn't save. Like, I was just like, all right, well, I just want to save and be done with this for now. But, like, they wouldn't let me do it until I had collected all the crabs and then watch 2 more cutscenes. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to speculate too much on what I think
Oh wait, you collected all the crap, so then you're okay. I know where you are and then in the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's probably closer to the end of the level, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, I had to stop so I can play a little bit of Apex before we talked. So I don't know. So I had said before when we did our like big Kingdom Hearts discussion video that I was convinced the whole Marluxia Larcene thing was actually like set up for the future of the series. So I actually didn't expect them to like confirm it in this game. Now that they have, I'm like, okay, is that going to pay off in this game, or is that actually still set up for the future of the series? You know, so I'm wondering, is it going to be Keyblades on every side? Are they going to get the Keyblades back? I'd like to see that happen. I think that'd be really cool to see some villains using Keyblades, because has that actually happened? I feel like maybe young Xehanort up to this point, young Xehanort in Dream Drop. I guess actually you fight Master Xehanort in Birth by Sleep, so he has a Keyblade. But I was going to say, besides those two, you haven't thought of villain with a Keyblade before. I guess Dark Riku in Kingdom Hearts 1, but so that'd be kind of neat to see like they've got a bunch of people on their side, we got a bunch of people on our side. I had said before that I thought it was going to be interesting how they were going to handle the whole okay, Roxas is going to come back, but he doesn't have a body because he's not really his own person thing. But the fact that they've shoved Vexen back into this with the replicas means okay, now we have a way to do that, and the heroes even know about that. They've even speculated themselves if they could do that. So
yeah, they're. I think up to your point, Ienzo is trying to do research on it, right?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what Vexen's research means and if they can apply it at all. So we'll see. I don't know. I think that.
God, I just want you to keep playing.
What's that?
I just want you to keep playing so I can talk about the end already.
Yeah, well, I'll have a lot more time this weekend, so I'm sure before we record again, I'll finish it. Because I know I'm in the latter third quarter, whatever. But yeah, good game. I recommend even to people that have not really played the games before, just because I think it's a lot of fun to play and it goes some pretty wild places. Obviously, if you're just entrenched in the lore like I am, you get to enjoy these moments differently.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I do think there's something here for people in general that just like fast paced action stuff. And
my final thoughts is just that it was absolutely incredible, and I'm excited to see where they take the series from here.
Good.
Because I don't know if they're gonna continue directly where it leaves off, or if it's going to be like polar opposite, new storyline or what. But we'll talk about it once you finish it. But
we'll talk, and then we'll do a full game spoilers discussion.
Full game spoilers and what we think is going to come next.
Right. In the meantime, so you'll be, as I'm wrapping up the game, you'll be replaying the game.
Yes.
On Proud Mode on our stream.
Yes.
You want to remind everybody where they can catch that out?
Brotherly Love G1. It's the same as our Twitter handle. If you guys want to follow us there, that's where I'll be tweeting out once we're live as well. Or if you follow the stream, you can turn on the notifications to let you know when we go live. And primarily, I think it's going to be me. I know Alex is trying to set up some of his stuff and trying to figure out how that works on his end. But for me, I'll be able to go live with probably my whole proud mode run, and I'll probably do it world by world, so that way we can recap all the stuff.
Yeah, at least I mean, so we'll have this Kingdom Hearts stream will probably be you solo, and then we'll figure out other things that we can do. Maybe I'll do a Dragon Quest stream if anybody wants to see me fumble through Dragon Quest 11 for 120 hours or however hell long that game is.
I think that would be a long-running series, my friend. That would be.
That's what I.
Especially since you don't typically stick to the same game.
Yeah, well, I think we lost you for a second there.
There we go. My battery's low. That's why.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I was streaming the game and if I had to stick with it, for the sake of the stream, we can make it happen. But we'll see what we need to do. I got to figure out how to make it work first. So cool. Okay, I think we should maybe cut it there because I need to get some sleep so I can get alive.
Definitely.
But that's it. So where are my wrap-up notes? I guess I don't have any right now. So we got the stream. Follow us on Twitter at BrotherlyLoveG1 for updates on that. If we get schedules or anything like that going, maybe we'll try to make it more regular as more people tune in. We like so far the feedback that y'all have been giving us, on the YouTube comments and other places. Just people that I've talked to about it, keep sending them so we can keep making things better for you. And of course, if you want to just listen to an audio-only version of this all in one go, a couple days before the last chunk is out, you can search for Brotherly Love Gaming on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, and we have a podcast version where just all together in one place. And if you are listening on iTunes, hello, thank you. And please consider giving us a rating on iTunes. It helps us out. But only if you're going to give us 4 stars or more, please. Is that bad to fish for higher ratings?
Everybody does it.
Everybody does it, yeah. But I think we're 4-star people. Anyway, so that's it for now. So again, we are Brotherly Love G1 on Twitter. I'm at Alex Strine if you really feel like talking to me solo, or if you want to follow my Kingdom Hearts playthrough blog on alexstrine.com. That's where I've been chronicling my journey through the game. I want to finish Pirates of the Caribbean before I do another update. So it's been sort of sporadic this last week as I've been sick, but there will be more updates there. And that's going to be it. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.